There is a skill rating reset on its way to Overwatch 2's next season. We have new competitive rewards, a bit of a matchmaking change, and so much more to talk about in today's video. Hi everybody, my name is Abby. Welcome to ranked is going to be changed forever with what's coming now and to take us beyond, and that's kind of what I want to start talking about today. There was a new director's take from Gavin Winters. He's the system designer, if I'm not mistaken, over at Team 4 for Overwatch. They're the team that works on Overwatch, for those of you that are out of the loop. And he talked about a lot of things. So first of all, look at your screen right now. I got this over here. The number one thing that's coming, the first thing that's coming is the updates to avoid a teammate. You will now be able to have 3 pinned avoid teammate slots. So you will be able to avoid and pin players that should never ever be on your team. This is amazing. This is really, really good for those of us a little bit on the higher end of the ladder, because you get to only really play with the same people over and over again. So sometimes you really have like that 1 or 2 people that you really don't want to interact with. This is amazing. This is also really good for just anybody, like up to 15 avoid slots. That's amazing. Now let me talk to you about these avoid slots a little bit. Basically, Gavin went on that this feature will have a priority system. The 3 that are pinned will be avoided at all times. However, depending on the other 12, they will fall into a certain priority, so if they are a bit on the lower end, like it will try to avoid matchmaking you with them, but there's a chance that they could pop up. But that's kind of how it's going to work. And if they're on the top of the list of avoid as a teammate, then it's more likely that you will avoid them entirely. Otherwise, there's a chance that the matchmaker might never ever find you a match. So that's something to keep in mind. I like this. I don't think this is bad. This is a very, very interesting and very cool system. I'm looking forward to seeing what queue times are going to start looking like once people start using this up, and a lot of people are going to use this stuff up. So it's going to be interesting. What's your thoughts on the avoid list? I really would like to see you guys talk to me about it in the comments down below. I will be reading, so feel free to do that. Next up is introducing competitive drives. Now this is the biggest thing. This might be really good for ranked. This could also be really bad for ranked, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. And competitive drives is going to be an event that they're going to run near the end of a season, where they're going to give us a chance to earn a unique cosmetic called the competitive signatures. This is what that competitive signature looks like. Your battle tag will have a unique border around it, and it has certain levels. Now, how does this work, you might ask, and well, let me explain. When you win matches, you will earn something called a drive score. This drive score will take you to a checkpoint. Once you reach that checkpoint, some of these checkpoints will give you big competitive points. Other checkpoints will give you the competitive signatures and the different levels of them that you will unlock. So that is actually pretty damn cool that they're doing something like this. Now, I only really have one small criticism before I show you guys before I talk about it. Here's a look at what competitive signatures will look like in the game. So you can see what it looks like on this image over here on the top right, battle tag, on the in-game menu, the play of the game, the elimination. It actually looks very sick. I wish this is something that we could customize, but they're obviously going to keep it locked down. Otherwise, it would be too user-friendly, but I digress. The thing I don't like about this, there's 2 things that are a big point of concern. Number one, it seems like this is something that will stick with you for that season or until the next competitive event. I'm not a fan of that. I think if you unlock a competitive drive or like a border or like this unique border or the signature, whatever they want to call it, you should be allowed to keep this. This is not something that they should take away, because Gavin Winter says that this frame on your battle tag will be a sign of your accomplishment. It will stand out until our next drive. Why does he mean until our next drive? Like, can you collect these, or are these going to go away? If they're going to go away and be replaced by the next one, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. And if that's the case, it already kills my motivation to grind these if you're just going to take them away. It's just a way to manipulate players to play ranked near the end of the season. Now, potentially, if that is not the case, this could be actually pretty damn good for ranked. It might actually motivate players to take the game seriously and try to win, because winning is going to give you more drive score, and that's going to help you unlock these new cosmetics, and they're going to help you get more competitive points in case you want to collect the emerald weapons or gold weapons or whatever the case. Now, alternatively, there's the dark side to this as well, is that potentially, because more people are playing rank to collect these new borders, battle tag borders, whatever you want to call it, signatures, there is a chance that you have more casuals in ranked and they don't really care. They just want to play, turn their brain off. They don't care if they win or lose. As long as they meet the point criteria, they will get the competitive drive. So this is a little bit like, I like competitive drive event. The end of the season games are a massive mess. So maybe this is to help kind of alleviate that, frustration. This is a great way to do it, but this is one of the things where we just have to wait and see how it goes. Also, they should be obtainable and permanent. If they go away when a new drive event comes around, that's going to be ridiculous. They shouldn't do that. Anyways, moving on. So finally talking about the two major things that I'm very cautiously optimistic about. Number one is resetting the ranks, and number two, the introducing wave respawns. I'm going to save the skill rating reset for the end. We're going to talk about wave respawns. So wave respawns, I'm going to give you guys the TLDR version of it. This is basically you respawning with your team. How this is going to work is that if you have died after a teammate has died and there's a time span of 6 seconds between you guys, you will respawn with that teammate instantaneously, like when they respawn, which in my opinion, I'm not a fan of. I understand why they're doing this. They're doing this to try and reduce steamrolls in the game, but I'm personally not a fan of it. This is the type of stuff you don't put into competitive, because staggering people out and being smart with how you pick people off is also a skill in Overwatch, especially at like masters and above. This is something that becomes more important. And the fact that this is potentially not going to be a thing anymore to reduce steamrolling, I think that's just kind of dumb. It's dumbing the game down. It's making it quote unquote easier to play. The skill ceiling of the game is beginning to drop more and more in the skill floor. Like the game, it's just, I don't understand, why are we always trying to make the game easier rather than improving the state of the game? Again, it's just this for me feels like a band-aid fix to the steamrolling problem, while not actually understanding why steamrolls are happening. And steamrolls are also a part of competitive shooters. Like if one team has completely outclassed the other team, you're always going to steamroll them. You shouldn't try to like hold that team's hand and level it out. Like just have that team understand that they're just not the better player. It's okay. It's a part of the game. You're not going to win everything. You're not going to win all the time. Learn to take the L and move on. Learn to improve. So me personally, I don't know how to feel about wave respawn. I want to see and feel it in the game. It might not be that bad as I think it is, but it's something I'm really feeling careful about. This is something that might be good, but also has the potential to be really bad depending on a lot of situations. Like this can really mess up overtime fights. This can really maybe for defenders advantage, this could miss a lot of things. So there's so much to talk about, but instead of just like assuming a lot of things, I'm gonna wait for this to come out, see how it feels, and then go buy it. Now the real juice of the upcoming season, and the title, is Overwatch 2's ranked is being changed forever or something like that, that'll improvise upon. This is going to be crazy. So we're getting a skill rating reset. This was supposed to be yearly, but they're now doing it, at the halfway mark of the year, at the 6th month or whatever you guys want to go by. It's the 8th actually. They're a little bit late to the party, but jokes aside, little pokes aside, they are resetting the ranks. Now, this isn't a complete MMR reset. It is a skill rating reset. And the reason they are doing this is because their matchmaker and the rank system had issues in the past, season or two. And with this reset, this will help kind of iron people out into the ranks they should be in. People that are boosted will kind of be dropped down. People that deserve to be at a higher rank will be pushed up. So Gavin and I believe somebody else on Twitter, one of the dev teams, they were like, hey, like, this is the time where you really want to play ranked because it's actually going to matter, and they've put more weight into the placement games, so your placement games are actually going to matter even more. So if with the ranked season coming up, guys, it might actually be time to take Overwatch seriously again, because like I said, this upcoming season really does look to be potentially one of the best seasons Overwatch has ever gotten, and all they have left now not to mess up is the balance patch. Like legitimately speaking, the new competitive rewards, they look nice. The wave response system is interesting. I'm not gonna judge it. I'm a little bit concerned about it. The avoid as a teammate having up to 15 slots is also really nice. And of course, finally, like there's updates to a game mode that a lot of us are frustrated with. I think we all can fundamentally agree Flashpoint is a very stressful and very annoying game mode sometimes. And you know, when Flashpoint came out, if you guys actually go back and watch my first ever video on reviewing Flashpoint, I immediately said one thing: if they added speed boosts on the map, it would actually be much better. And here we go. They are actually adding speed boosts into Flashpoint. So that's the last thing coming as a gameplay change, other than the balance patch, which we don't have yet, is when you will respawn, you'll have a speed boost applied to you. And once you get into the fight, once you start shooting or you take damage, you will lose that speed boost. So that's actually amazing when you think about it. So this might actually make Flashpoint fun to play, because playing immobile characters on Flashpoint felt like a nightmare. So this might actually make playing characters like Zenyatta and, you know, etc., like, you know, Cassidy, I guess even perhaps like, who's another slow cat, like Orisa, a little bit more bearable to play on Sarasa and what is that other map, New Junk City. So they'll definitely be, you know, a little bit more, it'll feel better to play them on those maps, especially Ana as well. My God, whenever I try to play Ana on these Flashpoint game modes, it feels like a nightmare. So what do you guys think? Like, what are your thoughts on the upcoming changes? Overwatch, as we know it, is changing like crazy in this upcoming season. There's a lot of systematic changes, you know, coming into the game, from the way the Flashpoint game is working, the way the respawns will now work. We know there's a change coming to how the matchmaker was. The ranks are being reset somewhat. Granted that it's a soft MMR reset, but there is a better, like, you know, new criteria being applied to ranking you up and ranking you down. So that's very interesting to see and feel. So truthfully, like, season 12, this upcoming season of Overwatch, this genuinely might be one of the better seasons. I'm not going to say the best, but one of the better seasons of Overwatch 2. And the only thing they cannot mess up now is the balance patch. So Team 4, the ball is now officially in your court. You have amazing skins coming up that I'm really looking forward to. You have a really fun support hero that I really enjoyed when I played. You have an amazing 2 new maps in game. I'm a big fan of 2CP. I know I'm in the minority over here, maybe, but I'm a big fan of 2CP. So 5CP and the changes that came with it, it looks really fun. It's really cool to see different sides of Hanaoka and you know, sorry, Hanamura in Hanaoka, and then Temple of Anubis through the Throne of Anubis. So I'm very excited for those game modes, and I really hope that the next season is a success, because, you know, throughout my past few videos, man, like, I just want to do more positive videos for Overwatch. I really love the game, but I can't lie that while the current season started off pretty decently, they found a way to just murder and strip all the fun from the game in the midway point. So please, Team 4, do not mess this up. Whoever is leading the balance for this game, please get it together. Overwatch is still a pretty damn good game, and it's really not that hard to make it fun, regardless of the format that we're in, despite some of the issues that still may, you know, wander around like counterpicking. Anyways, everybody, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on everything down below. I will be reading a lot of comments, and I do have a giveaway coming soon. So if you have very interesting points down below, I will be entering you into the giveaway for the next season's Battle Pass. I will discuss more details on this soon. I'm trying to set all of this up, and hopefully if everything goes well, you know, I might be giving back to the community finally. So with that being said, I will see you in the next video.